Hey, it's me, unapologetic. Ugh. What was that? Unapologetically T, and I am not taking that out. But yeah, it's me, unapologetically T, and I am here to do a video on code switching. What the hell was that? I don't know. I don't know what that was. I guess it was dust, a flag. I don't know. What was it? But yeah, so I'm gonna do a video on code switching. So code switching, I'm a code switcher. Shit. I think if I learned another language, I'll code switch. Alright, so code switching. Code switching, let's just be transparent and clear. Code switching has deep roots in being colonized. So the whole reason code switching exists is because our colonizers literally colonized, and they pretty much put on these standards of what civilized look like. And so they took, I think it's British or UK. I don't know. UK English. What do they call that English? British English or UK? The original English. All right. Well, you don't have to help me. That's fine. You do know. You speak it sometimes. Brother who? All right. I'm not starting this video, but y'all just gonna have to go with it. Go more on this side. All right, so yeah, so pretty much, they took for America, cause you. Oh no, oh no, hold. Code switching. Back to that. Okay, so code switching, far as the roots, I'm gonna focus on it from an American perspective. You do have colonizers colonizing different nations and causing different languages to happen in those nations. So for Americans, code switching to me is basically um, what African Americans do, and I do believe there are other races and that do it as well. However, I can only give you my experience, and I'm African American, but I do not speak for all African Americans. So, yeah, so for me, code switching is if you grew up and you heard your mom had that white voice. I'm a mom with that white voice, but I'm also that mom with that black voice, that hood voice. I got a whole bunch of voices in here. I got that country voice. I got a lot of different accents, dialects in here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I can speak proper English, whatever that is, because we're not going to talk about how American English is nothing but a clusterfuck of different grammar rules, and it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about, code switching and why code switching is not healthy. For identity, I feel like for identity, code switching means that I literally have to be one way with one group of people or in this so-called professional setting. And code switching does not mean you out here cussing and fussing. Code switching means that you're speaking differently for different groups or different settings. So groups of people or different settings of people. And so you're literally speaking different types of ways depending on who you're speaking to. I do want to say this as a code switcher. Code switchers are very fucking intelligent. Um, you have different language rules living inside of you. I wouldn't say it's a different language, but it kind of is. But you definitely have different language rules living inside of you. And I will say that The African American vernacular is my main language. It is my main language. I love it. I write like that. And I talk like that when I'm comfortable. And sometimes you can hear it, and sometimes, you'll hear me say like some regular, like, I guess, like proper English, or you'll hear me say big words, but typically I like to get down and dirty with my language. I don't even like saying down and dirty because it makes it sound like it's just this worst thing. I want to bring light to how beautiful the African American vernacular is, which was used to be called Ebonics, or you were made fun of because you spoke it. Like if you think about Nelly Country Grammar, if you think about going down south and you hear how there's a different dialect. I feel like Virginia is a weird melting pot of accents. Some of them don't even believe they have an accent, but like, baby, if you go up north, they think you country. If you go down south, they think you proper. It just depends on which way you go. And so I learned that at a young age, like, because I did start to go like to BC and stuff and like that. Be like, you talk country, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? I don't talk country. You talk country. And matter of fact, your neighbors up the street talk country. Yes, I'm talking about you, Baltimore. Do you? Yes, I'm talking. You stay out. Talking about y'all, but yeah, Baltimore, y'all are so cute. I love the way y'all talk. But you know who my favorite? Louisiana is my favorite. My favorite. Even the white people got like swag when they talk. It's funny though. Don't throw that over here. Like, don't throw that over here. But I definitely, I hate code switching deep down inside. I wish that, looking back, I just wish I would have just completely have been myself in every fucking setting. Do you hear me? I wish when I went to college I was me. Like the me that people got while I was at home and all that stuff. Like, I wish I was me. I wish when I had my work environments I was me. And when I say that, I don't mean like blasting Boosie in my workplace. Like, I mean, like talking the way I'm talking. Like, minus the cuss words. I do feel like there should be no cursing in church, no cursing at the workplace, no cursing in certain areas. But I just still feel like I should be able to talk like I want to talk, and no one to think I'm ignorant or I'm stupid because I speak the way I speak. And there are people who speak it more than I do. And my brother, for instance, like, he grew up in a 2-parent household with 2 parents, and that spoke well. And he speaks like he lived on a plantation all his life. Alright, my daughter said I shouldn't have said that. But I do want to bring that up because pretty much we've looked down on people speaking like they've been on a plantation. When slaves, like, yes, people do say fucked up shit, Charlotte. Like, I literally have had to set some people straight about some shit, like, you sound like a slave because you talking. Shit, black people be the main ones. They say the shit more than the white people do. They be correcting you and all that shit, like. But it comes from trying to assimilate in society. See, I ain't gonna even edit that out because that is a teachable moment for somebody. I don't know. But I was being stupid and ignorant with it. Like, I was being funny. But that has actually happened to me. Like, oh, you sound like a slave. Or my mom has corrected me, like, you don't need to talk like that. You sound like you stupid. But baby, she got her little dialect too. She be saying food instead of food, and vegetables instead of vegetables. Like, what is this vegetable oil? Like, girl, what are you talking about? It's vegetable oil. So, what I wanted to get to was, there's this negative stereotype on African American vernacular, like, as if you speak it, it means that you are dumb. Speaking African American vernacular actually means you're educated. And our ancestors were very educated, and I admire that definitely the southern roots. Our ancestors definitely did not have access to education. They were literally killed, beat, all kinds of things for trying to learn. So when you think about it, they took Africans from different language groups, because not all Africans speak the same language. Did you know that? Oh my gosh, did you know? Because Africa is a fucking continent, not a country. So they took different people from different language groups and they lumped them together. So not only did they not understand what the fuck the white man was saying, they didn't even understand sometimes each other. Then, to top it all off, you had other language groups in there somewhere. Like you had native people here already, so they had their language groups. And so you're thinking about all these language groups and how slaves actually learned to communicate without formally being taught English. So if master was master instead of master, it's because they were not taught formally. It wasn't because they were stupid. It actually meant they were smart. They were picking up on what they could read with lips and what they could hear. And they couldn't talk too proper, even if they wanted to, because then you're, oh, who do you think you is? You uppity, blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of our ancestors definitely have paved the way for us to have the language that we have. And it's actually funny because society actually loves the way we speak, but in all actuality, like, our own kind be like trying to make us feel stupid. And yes, some of the other kind be trying to make us feel stupid as well, but they actually, it's like Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. So stop hiding who you are. Start being yourselves in these different environments that you're trying to, fit into. If you don't fit in, you don't fit in. Maybe they need to change who fits in. Like, I don't think that I should have to speak. You know how much energy it costs for me to be like, oh, I gotta turn off this voice and put on this voice and be around these motherfuckers today. It takes a lot of energy. Takes a lot of energy. It really doesn't take a lot of energy for me to be like here instead of, not here, that instead of that, because I like to say that. Like, I like to say that. For me to start every sentence off with so, because I want to. And it's even things that we say. It was funny, I saw this the other day online, and it was like, a white person saying that they didn't know what black people were saying when we say mind you in a conversation until they had a black friend. And there was like this whole comment section like of black people explaining what mind you mean. And it was like, mind you in a conversation, like, we understand this collectively as black people, but other people hear it and don't know what the fuck we talking about. That is beautiful. And it's so simple to us. Like, we hear it and we know what it is automatically. But to them, it's foreign. Mind you, hold on to that. That might be important in the next part about what I'm about to say. So you hold on to this. Or mind you can mean remind you of what the fuck I just said and then what I'm saying now. Remind you. Like, I'm reminding you. So like it's just so many ways you can explain that as a black person, right? And however, like, for them it's like a foreign language. So there's a lot of things we say that, like, we don't realize, like, it's not in their vocabulary. There's this video that I wanted to do still, that I used to show my students, and it was called The Black Nod. And it's like how, once again, collectively, you have black people communicating with the nod. And I'm still gonna do that video because I feel like black people need to see this, and people of other culture and races need to see it also, because maybe you do something subconsciously with your groups of people that you don't really think about, but you do it. I'm sorry, fake. I'm sorry. I said sorry, fake. I'm sorry, white people, but y'all definitely have the fake smile. Shit, even I know how to do it because of y'all. Like that's y'all. Like when you you need to interact with somebody, but you don't feel like interacting with them. Like that's y'all's. I don't know. I'm big into body language and reading stuff, so I pay attention. But yeah, like the nod is one, dap is one for us. Like it's big in our culture and community. And with the nod, it wasn't just. Guess what? It's not just with black people. It's African people too. Some of the African people get it too, but I definitely think like the nod. That's another one. Deep roots in slavery, not being able to communicate with each other verbally. I have a lot of people in my life that like we give each other look like black women. You give each other looks and shit, you ain't gotta say a word. We just know what it is. I'm telling you, my coworker, oh my gosh, we bonded over there like almost instantly. Like she ain't got to say shit. We just look at it. Oh, lost their goddamn man. Oh man. I know the fuck they did. You ain't gotta say nothing. So like I just feel like if you are, it doesn't matter whether you're black or whatever, like if you are someone who are experiencing identity loss, like be yourself. The best way to regain your identity is to just completely be yourself. Stop trying to assimilate to what's civilized, because the people who said that we was uncivilized, baby, they're murder, grape, stealing. That's not civilized either, but it happened. So be yourself. Stop taking pointers from people who didn't even want you to live, I think. So, I don't know. I be trying not to post these videos while I be going in like this, but I just think it need to be said. Not enough people saying it. And I'm not saying that like, I got this shit all figured out. I'm still learning. Like, I'm still learning and unlearning. Still learning and unlearning. But I do think there is this common bond we have against all of us. And we do need unity, but we can't have unity until you allow people to be themselves. Like, you can't have unity until you actually let people be who they are. Let them be who they are. And that's what I've been focusing on, is just being who the fuck I am and embracing it and loving it and accepting it and taking this shit one day at a time. Because it's been a ride. It's been a journey. So this is code switching. And code switching does not just mean, your language. To me, I think it is deeply rooted in just your language. Let me Google real quick. But I guess assimilation. I'm going to look at bigger picture assimilation. I did want to talk about code switching because it's like where you literally put that white voice on. When them people call that want their money, put that white voice on. When them people call that want their money, put that click on. Like when you doing a business call, you put that white voice on. But I'ma just start doing my regular voice. When I was a little kid, I used to be like us. Like, you know how Jamaicans be like me? I used to be like us. Us guy. Like that's why I know I'm smart, because like it was like the way I spoke was definitely, it was pure African American vernacular. And it's weird because my mom don't speak like that and my dad don't speak like that. But I definitely did, and I just remember constantly being corrected, and to the point where it was like, but my peers talk like this. I'm gonna talk like this with them, and I'm gonna talk like this with you, and that's how it became a split. Like, and then I started to realize, like, the higher up in education you get, and the higher up you want to climb that invisible fucking ladder, you got to step it up even more. So like, I was the kid too, where I was given a dictionary for fun. So I do have a vocabulary that I can utilize that is just natural to my vocabulary, and it's not me code switching. It's just me being knowledgeable of words. But I do know situations where I code switch. Like I literally am switching it up to make myself seem more educated. And that's where I don't want to subscribe to that anymore. I do feel like if you are a code switcher, it is kind of hard to be able to not subscribe to it anymore. But take it one day at a time and learn. Be yourself. Get comfy with it. Shit. Get comfy. Most of the people trying to speak like us anyway, so might as well get comfortable with it. And I think that's where I'm at. Oh, I do want to see, let's see, code switching. Do these definitions. Code switching is a strategy where people change how they present themselves in different situations. So it doesn't just mean language. So I can use code switching as examples of like assimilation. And so it could be, how if you have white friends, how you choose to dress with your white friends opposed to how you dress with your black friends. And I used to do this too. Like, if I knew I have certain situations that I'm gonna be in, I dress different ways. Like, I dress more down and comfortable with my more down and comfortable people. And then, like, I have white friends who don't even give a fuck about that shit, but like, because they're white, I look at them and view them as like I have to present myself a certain way. And then I have white friends where I feel like I could just be myself. And then I have, certain social environments where you think you got to do this. And that's what I loved about my job, because my job definitely tried to break down those things where it was like letting our students feel comfortable being themselves. So when we would have like certain ceremonies and stuff, and they'd be like, well, how should I dress? And it was like, dress casual. Dress casual, like, be yourself. And so this can be speech, behavior, appearance, interests, or interest to fit in or gain acceptance. That's why code switching is not a good thing, because basically we're teaching ourselves and our kids that they literally have to be somebody else besides themselves just to make it in life. Just to make it in life. And that's sad. That's why we're all confused. That's why we're struggling. Because no one wants us to be ourselves. So, I say this in a joking way, but I mean it. Code switching can involve switching identities such as race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, age, social economic status, or disability status. So this is very deep, where you can lose yourself completely. And that's why I don't like it, is because it definitely has aided me in losing myself. So I will definitely say that although I think people who can code switch, you are brilliant. You are putting forth a certain amount of effort that some people don't realize you're doing, just so that you can fit in and not stick out like a sore thumb. But I'm just here to tell you anyway that you should be yourself. Like, you are so special how you already are. Be yourself. And that's what I'm gonna leave you with.